Welcome. Hello, everybody. No, I haven't gotten any wires yet. I'm getting organized. Um, Today is Monday. I got your answers back. And let's see how you guys did on the quiz. Car quiz today. See you in just a second. All right, class. You guys are moving around an awful lot. Wind moving through here. So, here's what we got. The question was 327 Chevrolet. Small journal, large journal, when was it in, and what was the year range, blah, blah, blah. And what does the journal mean? What are they referring to? So, I'll go through your answers. Oh, whoops, I grabbed the wrong video. Hold on a second. Hold, please. Stop, here we go. Quit. Okay. Dan from D&D Speed Shop, I'm just going through the top one, says, I went a little dodgy, but I'll be back to Chevys shortly. Yeah, we all know what you're doing, Dan. You're grabbing the 56 and you're bringing it home. Good for you. Happy about that. Chris from Ironhead Garage says he thanks Brant. Hey Brant, I appreciate. Oh, by the way, some of you guys that are new don't know my name is Brant. It's B-R-A-N-T. Yeah, that's it. So, hey Brant, I sure do appreciate you asking about the mags. Thanks, brother. You're welcome, Chris. Hope we can find some. Aloha, Joe. Puglisi's Speed Shop. Here we go. Aloha, Jaws. Another solid question. And feel free to share my lack of knowledge with the class. All right, class, are you ready? First one up. The 327 was produced from 62 to 69, and I believe originally made its debut in the 62 Impala. The large journals were built in 68 and 69. Small journals were forged, and large journals were cast. You could get a large journal forged crank. Large journal forged crank, but only in 68, and I believe only in the 275 horsepower, so not a lot of them were made. Most people would argue that the small journal forged cranks were stronger, and blah, 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 which is what I believe leads into the 4-bolt main part of the question. They did not produce a 4-bolt main 327, however, the reason they started to produce large journal 327s was to reduce the tooling and only want to make casting for the 327s and 350s. I feel they kind of blurred the lines there and caused some confusion on the 4-bolt front. Or I could be way off. Honestly, both are definitely possible. Ha ha. You know, I'm going to go through the next one, then we'll get into it. Andy's Doghouse. Andy said, ha, Jaws, I'm like everyone. I always wanted a 57 Chevy. The closest that I got was my first car, 54 Chevy. Then 15 years ago, I had a 57 Pontiac. I guess closest is better than nothing. Trivia is cool. Everybody learns. Thanks for sharing. Andy, that's great, buddy, but it has nothing to do with the trivia question. But I appreciate it. No, I'm happy you. Let's see. Left 4 Dead Garage. I'd be happy to start with one in condition of yours. I know you would, buddy. After this crusty Impala, I'm good with a rough 55. Yeah, still, same thing, HG, having nothing to do with the quiz question, but I'll still give you a pass. Tim, my buddy Tim says, hey Jaws, I have zero knowledge for this week's question. Good thing I got the first one right, probably the last question I will. Hope all is well with you and Elsa and Molly, and take care of yourself, Brent. Thank you, Tim, I appreciate it. You get a pass. Brian says, you know where I can get that t-shirt? Oh, the one, okay, HG gave me that t-shirt, Brian, from Left 4 Dead Garage. Really nice looking billet piece. Thanks for the shout out. Kevin L. is a fellow Ontarian. I'm really partial to 57 Ford wagon myself. I have a story time about one of those. I'll share it with you guys later. One of my bucket list cars. Good quiz questions. He'll have to add his answers later. Be safe and stay well. Tom Mortsky from Mortsky Repair says, if I had that sweet flex hose, I'd definitely run without a hood. Show that flex off. You got it, buddy. No, you didn't answer the question either, Tom. I know you know the answer. You should have put in an answer. Playing with horsepower. First, 327, 1962. Large crankshaft journals came in heavy truck applications. I don't think they made a 4-bolt. We'll get into that. Another great video. I need some stickers, brother, to put one on my cars. That was Carolina Customs Classics. Cody, I haven't made any yet, but I'm drawing something up. We'll get it figured out. And you didn't answer the question either, Cody. Am I supposed to give you extra credit for that? At least you got a 57. It needs a 4-speed. And you need a lava lamp. Cody, get a lava lamp. Kevin L. The first 327 appeared in 55, but did not go into vehicles until 62. Stopped making them in 69. I'm not 100% sure about the 4-bolt main, but I believed they did put them in a truck and was large journals. I enjoy these quiz videos and keep them coming. Be safe. Thanks, Kevin. We're going to get into the details. Now, what I'm going to tell you about these 327s is not absolute without, it's not the end-all, be-all answer. Because I've heard the same stuff you guys have heard. But I just wanted to go through and see if we're all on the same kind of a page. There was a set of those skinny slots for sale here in Charlotte on Facebook. I'll see if I can find them again. This is HG from Left 4 Dead Garage. 62 to 69 and 2.10 raw journal in 69. I have no clue on the 4-bolt blocks. You're right. Went to 2100. That was raw journal. It was actually in 68. But yeah, good job. Iron Horse Garage. You're right, you did forget the 150. Your next question about the 327 would have to Google it, and that would be cheating. I don't care, cheat if you want. I know you're, okay, Dodge question. How about Dodge question? Okay, maybe I'll do a Dodge question for this next quiz. Maybe. Sorry, Professor, I'm tardy again. That's okay, Sonny. From Rat's Gas Garage. The Tri-5s are, oh, buddy, that's like, Tri-5s are 55 to 57. 150, 210 in Bel Air. Yes, okay. Can I go to the bathroom? Teach. Aloha. Buddy, that was last week's question. I love you, man. All right. Aloha, brother. Fuel Fire Garage. Oh, Mike. He says, hello there. 327 came out in 62 through 69. The large journals started in late 67 for the 68-year trucks. By 69, they were all large journal. Yes, they did come in 4-bolt main industrial motors and some trucks. He had one in a combine, put it in a Chevelle, and was a good runner and had a problem. Every time I passed a bean field, I wanted to pull in. It's funny. I did hear that too, and we're going to get into that. Okay, yes, on reading this to the class, this is James from Empty Pockets. Answer, 327 were made from 62 to 69. And no, they never made a 4-bolt main from the factory. Large journal, I think, were made in 68, only because I had one in my 68 Camaro when I was 15. The last one is just a guess. Empty Pockets, yes, on the last one. Okay, I can read this to you. Okay, all right, let's get into it. So the 327 was absolutely tooled up in 1955. It was actually 55, but not put into production until 62. That is absolutely correct. They did make 4-bolt main 327s, but only in industrial applications or like large farm trucks. And those all had forged crank journals. All the big trucks did. The large journal came out in 67. Well, actually 68 year model car, but we're like mid-year 67. And it was due to the same time the 350 came out. Actually, they were tooled up in like late 65. And so for 66, the mid-half of 66, when 67 was coming, the Camaro came out with, you could get a 327, you could get a 302, you could get a 350. And all those blocks are the same block, and they were doing this like was mentioned here earlier. They were trying to save money on casting. So they cast them all the same, and they increased the 327 size to large journal. Ironically, here's the funny part. In 67, the Camaro ran a small journal 327. they ran a large journal 302 and a 327 block, but they had a different, they put numbers on them or whatever. But that was originally what it was. It was a 283 crank and a 327 made the 302. So they cast up some large journal, cut down forged stuff for it. But it was actually, the 302s are large journal, even before the 327 became large journal. Why do I know all this stuff? I don't know. The baddest 327 was in 66 and 67, and they were the L79. They were 365 horse, salt lifter monsters, and they're most famous in like a bunch of them made in Chevelles, but most of them made them in Chevy 2s. Those are all small journal cars, actually. Let's see, what else? Yeah, that's it for 327. They never put them in a production car or truck that you could buy on the street, other than like farm equipment or whatever, industrial or big trucks. They did have in 68, or they have, but a lot of them were changed over, like, because you get the 307 also in 68 and stuff like that. So that is it. That's the answer to those questions. You can take that with a grain of salt. There's lots of this and that. And you know who knows for sure? General Motors would know for sure. The guys that actually cast those things in the foundry and whoever built them, all those guys would know. I have no idea, to be 100% honest with you. I don't know for sure what the actual numbers were of whatever, but it's fun that it seems like all of us gearheads and whatever's going on in our lives, we all kind of gather this similar information. You know, some guys will hear this and some guys will hear that, and you know, that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, speaking of the L79, the 327, my buddy Cameron, his dad, I think when he was right out of high school, he bought a 65 Chevelle that had 327 and a 4-speed. But what you guys may not know is, I'm going to take you guys over here. Come with me. What you guys may not know was that the early, I think it's the first run of 10 cars of a certain build, like say like the first 10 Chevelles, SS Chevelles, or the first 10, I don't know if Ford did it or not, but Chevy definitely did. You could get the first 10, I think it was, and those first cars were usually slated to go to people in dealerships or upper management in like GM or Chevrolet or whatever. And so if you knew the right people at a dealership when you bought one, you could buy one once that car was turned back in, because they were just like, not promotional cars, but they were specially built. Those first ones were built to impress the people who like had the big pockets or who were running the company. So like say the nephew of, you know, the head of Chevrolet or whatever, or his wife wanted like a Chevelle convertible. Well, they made a Chevelle SS convertible with a 327, but they kind of souped it up a little bit. Or in the case of my buddy's, of Cameron's dad's car, his 327 that he got, his dad knew somebody who got him one of those first, I think it was like number 8 or something, out of that first run. And his Chevelle, I think it was butternut yellow, he told me, and it had a 327 and a 4-speed. That car was faster than most of the stuff in his town where he lived in. And his buddy, who had lots of money, his dad's buddy had lots of money, got tired of getting beat, and he went and bought one off the showroom floor exactly the same year. I think his might have been a 64, and his buddy may have bought one the next year in 65, exactly the same setup or whatever. But the original one, Cam's dad's car, was still faster. But they had the identical 327, the identical 4-speed, all the same options. But just goes to show you, they're not all exactly the same. So stuff like that went around. I also heard rumors of, I remember reading an old Hot Rod magazine that there was a dealership that had a 68 Chevelle 4-door that put a 472 Cat in it in 68. The dealership did. And that was like, I don't know if it was their loaner car or it was like the general manager's car or whatever, but you know, can you imagine a 472 and a Caddy and a Chevelle or an El Camino? If it was a one-legger, you'd never be able to slow the tire down, it would explode. Okay, quiz question for this next week, kids. I think I'm going to defer you to, you're going to get your question this way. I'm not going to tell you. I need you to defer to Empty Pockets Garage, James. Go check out his channel. he put in a substitute teacher video, his audition for substitute teacher. And in that video, if you watch it, he gives you a quiz question. I want the answers to that quiz question. You have till Sunday at noon. All right, aloha. Love you, kids. See you later. And of course, I can't go without pointing out my 4-speed. Oh, it's cute. Gosh, that thing is neat. Yeah, I'm getting wires too, by the way. I gotta go get a bunch of them tomorrow. And look at that lava lamp. It's been on for like 20 minutes. It takes a while for them to go. See you guys later. All right, now I'm actually, oh, there's my puppy. Hi, puppy. Hi, Molly girl. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Okay, all right, see you guys later. I'm gonna go hang with my wife. Happy Monday.